these that only prove, and this is when the moments turn to memories, and this is when the future gets so clear to see, and this is when tonight becomes a masterpiece, and this is when the moments
కొంచెం క్రాస్ నుంచి పెట్టు. ఓకే.
And brilliance of our talented students. So this theme celebrates humanity's insatiable curiosity, and we are honored to have with us our honorable chief guest, Dr. Indira Kasala Madam. Till our evening on a melodious note, we invite
माला को देख देख कमल के फूल खिलाए
It is our honor to introduce our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Indira Kasala Madam, who has achieved remarkable milestones in the field of education.
To express our gratitude, we invite Chairman VMC RCI, Shri Pulak Halder to felicitate our Chief Guest with a token of appreciation. Leadership and Teachers Training. She also held highly reputed positions as a member in many international and national advisory boards for education. She is deeply committed to values like promoting quality education, child empowerment, etc.
Today, we are honored to have her with us to motivate and inspire us all with her presence. Thank you, Madam. Next, we are delighted to welcome Colonel Kundu, sir, onto the stage. I request Anish Gopal sir, to Treasurer VMC, to honor our guest with a small token of appreciation.
It's you and me in this game and forever, ever. For sure.
Thank you, sir, for gracing our event today.
Breathless.
Support, guidance, and constant encouragement that made this day possible.
As we explore the stars tonight, let us also reflect on the achievements and milestones of Defence Laboratories School RCI over the past year. Presenting the annual report, we have our Principal Sir, Shri Yogesh Sharma ji. Big round of applause for him.
Thank you very much. Person is a great deed, but giving Vidya, education is even better. The satisfaction obtained from food is momentary, but that obtained from Vidya lasts forever. With this trust, we believe that dls-rci is trying to complete all the wishes of all the parents. Chief guest of the occasion, Dr. Indira Kasala, Educational Consultant, Miss Padma Jyothi Turaga, Director R&R Training, DPS and PGOS Group of Schools, Vidyalaya Management Committee's Chairperson, Shri Pulak Halder ji, Madam Secretary, Madam Rama Devi ji, Anish Gopal sir, Treasurer VMC, Madam Nupur Jain, Principal Defence School, Kanchan Bagh, Colonel Kundu, RCI, all my respected teachers, support and admin staff and parents and all my lovely kids. Namaskar and very good evening to all of you. On behalf of Defence Laboratory School fraternity, I feel really honored to welcome you on the occasion of annual day function of our school. At this juncture, I take the entitlement to pay a tribute to our inspiration, late Shri APJ Abdul Kalam ji, former President of Bharat, who remain a lightning lamp for all of us. I feel honored to have Dr. Indira Kasala, our chief guest, and Miss Padma Jyothi Turaga as our guest of honor. Thank you both of you. I am equally pleased to take stock of our achievement and glories on this occasion in the form of annual report of the school. I feel elated to present you the annual roundup of the school. I am proud to share that this session has been very impressive and rewarding for the school. We provide different platforms to administer holistic education to our students, and I take you through our efforts and achievements registered by the school in yet another sessions of academic excellence. Defence Laboratory School RCI was established in the year 1988 under the inspiration of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the former President of Bharat. He was also known as Missile Man of the India. It was formally inaugurated on 14 July 1988 by Dr. P. Rama, the then Director DMRL. This year, the school has completed its 36 years. Thank you. I think school deserves a round of applause from the parents. Okay. The school is affiliated to CBSE. The school is situated within the RCI residential complex almost 20 kilometers away from the hub of the city on a sprawling 12 acres piece of land in the calm, peaceful, serene, absolute pollution-free environment away from the noisy humdrum of the city. The school provides an ideal environment for academic pursuit. Our school has honed and fine-tuned a learning and life skills system that has been unweaved and benchmarked across the region for past few years. Our investment made in Defense Laboratory School pays many dividends through life. From the moment the child enters the school gate as 3-year-old, he got to realize who is he and where his potential lies. Irrespective of his background or caliber, he is groomed and nurtured in the way that he can stride into the adult world confidently, responsibly, and independently. School is progressing in leaps and bounds towards its mission to meet global challenges with value orientation and liberation of mind. Achieving excellence is at the heart of the endeavor of all the educators and school. At Defense Laboratory School, RCI, we believe that every individual has a lot of potential and the potential can help accomplish wonders. The school is not only center of learning but also encompasses a strong bond between faculty members, parents and students, where children are never robbed of their independence, rather encouraged to gather the complete advantage of being under rules and regulations. Because whenever the adults seek control on a child, the child lost forever. We are grooming our kids, students to be confident, happy and secure youth of tomorrow. They act as effective stepping stones to move from the familiar safe cocoon of the home to the uncertain, challenging world outside. 57 students appeared for the board exam of class 10 for the session 23-24 and performed well with 100% pass percentage. The top scorers are Kumari Avni Yadav with 97%, Kumari A. Guru Priya and Master Aharshi Ghosh at 94.6 and Master J. Manjunath at 93.4%. Thank you very much everyone. For academic year 24-25, the total strength from nursery to class 10th is 945, which are distributed into 26 sections. The school has a staff strength of 73. There are 51 teachers, 4 admin and 17 support staff. This year, 10 new teachers, namely Ms. Shalini, Ms. P. Shweta, Ms. Jasirani, Ms. Bala Padma, Ms. Shri Lata, Ms. U. Kavita, Ms. Preeti Lata, Dr. Urvi Rastogi, Ms. P. Jyothi, Ms. Shubha joined the school. Previous principal, Mr. T.S. Shastri, retired in June 2024. Mr. K. Sridhar and Mr. D. Damodar Reddy, retired in year 2024. During the year 2024-25, various activities were conducted within the school for students. They also participate in many outside competitions. Student bagged third prize in essay writing conducted by Birla Science Center, third prize in inter-school quiz conducted by ARCI, first prize in poster making, first prize in quiz, second in essay writing in science symposium conducted by Jadavpur alumni. Student also secured first, second and third prizes in art and craft, first, second, third in music in Udhav 2024 organized by DPS Nadargul. Throughout the year, our students participated in various co-curricular activities including solo singing, drawing and painting, rangoli, essay writing, spell bee, quiz, fancy dress, group singing, flower arrangement, eco-friendly Ganesha idol making, elocution and many more. Students embarked on field trips, excursions and educational trips to Zoo Park, Golconda Fort, Birla Science Museum and Krishak Farm to get hands-on learning experiences. A field trip were all conducted for class 9th and 10th students to our RCI lab where they visited the exposition hall where they could know about missile system and defense equipments. They also visited the missile park. Students could know about the latest advancement in defense technology and research. And for that I am literally thank you to all the VMC members that they made this event happen. Thank you very much everyone. My NCC kids of our school participated in ATL 9 NCC camp from 3rd October 2024 to 13/10/2024 where their discipline and achievement was rewarded. Assembly is an important part of the school activities. dls-rci started observing mega assemblies on every Monday in its multi-purpose hall where we are trying to explore the natural talent of each child. This was started from July 2024. In the month of July, National Doctors Day Week was observed. Hands-on heart program was organized in which CPR process was demonstrated by doctors from Chest Hospital. 22nd July, Bonalu Festival organized in which a ceremony was conducted and the prefectorial board was formed with 28 students where responsibilities were handed over to the student of class 5, 8, 9 and 10 classes in month of August. The prefectorial board is led by head girl M. Akshaya, head boy Prarabdha Sharma and has 26 other students. Celebration of 15th August was organized where students participated in march past and paid respect to nation and a tribute to the freedom fighters. Teachers Day was observed on 5th September during which inter-house celebration was organized. Recreational games were also conducted for teachers and for that I paid thank you to all my lovely kids. Swachhata Pakhwada campaign was taken up from 1st to 14th September where all the staff and students took Swachhata place and participated in cleanliness of campus activity. Hindi Divas was observed in the morning assembly of 14th September. 2nd October was observed as Mahatma Gandhi ji and Lal Bahadur Shastri ji's Jayanti. It was the first bagless day as per CBSE and NEP recommendation. On 15th October, the school observed the birthday of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who was the founder of dls-rci school. On 31st of October, the school observed the birthday of freedom fighter Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The Iron Man of Bharat Unity Run was organized on the same day. On 14th November, Children's Day was celebrated with enthusiasm where children participated in fancy dress competitions. On 26th November, the Constitution Day was observed where the staff and children read the prelude of the Constitution. Fire safety was explained and mock drill was conducted by RCI Fire Services in the month of November 2024. It was an amazing experience what I have learned and my kids learn, and for that I would say thank you to VNC people and fire department. Thank you very much. On 7th December, Grandparents Day was organized. The children belonging to class pre-KG to class 2nd participated in the program. Grandparents shared their experience with the kids and they also gave their feedback. Truly speaking, it was really a memorable day, a motivational and you could say an emotional day where I feel the grandparents they share their opinion and it was really, those who have attended they know that was a really emotional moment for each one of us. Parent orientation program was conducted in the school from July 2024 to interact with parents to inform them about school rules and regulation and also to collect feedback from the parent. These programs have been useful to build a rapport with the parents from pre-KG to class 10. From July 2024, all the teachers have been registered with CBSE and attending training programs for completing 50 hours of CPD trainings. They are attending programs like NEP 2020, Cybersecurity, Authentication, and many more. In health and physical education, the focus of the school is on well-being of a student. As they develop resilience and sense of personal and social responsibility, they are increasingly able to take responsibility for themselves and contribute to the well-being of those around them. Athletics, yoga, mass PT, soccer, cricket, basketball, kabaddi, throwball and volleyball are the opportunities provided to our kids which they practice following a structured schedule. They also participated in Khelo Hyderabad Athletic Track Championship meet at Gachibowli Stadium. Total number of athletics participants are 88. Suraj Singh secured gold and silver medal under 14 in 200 meter race. Mir Mohammad Tajamul secured bronze medal under 15 in 400 meter and relay race. Jyothi Nayak secured bronze medal under 12 in 150 meter race. Pia Sridharan, Sai, Adarsh and Anvik Godwal secured bronze medal under 15 in relay race. The list is quite long and cannot be explained in words. However, I would like to promise all the stakeholders of the school that I will serve for the improvement and bring positive changes in students as well as in my staff. I feel honored to express my sense of gratitude to the VMC members for extending their support and guiding us in the endeavor in our journey towards excellence. I would like to express my gratitude to all my teaching, admin and non-teaching staff and my dearest lovely kids for extending their support. My teachers, my non-teaching staff and my kid, all obviously they are above all, are my pride. And dear parents, I greatly appreciate your kind cooperation in making our effort a great success. I am very happy to say that it all again that I am blessed to be the principal of this school. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.
Respected Chief Guest, Indira Madam, Guest of Honor, Padma Madam, Principal, Defense Lab School, Kanchanbag, Nupur Join Madam, Officiating Principal, Balaji Sir, my dear teacher, distinguished guest, member of the BMC, and my dear students and parents. A very good evening and one warm welcome to you all. It is indeed a great honor for me to stand in front of you on this special day. Today is our annual day. We are here to celebrate the talent, the achievement of our students. Just now you have heard there is a huge long list and we have to work together to keep it up. Our main goal this year is to implement that NEP 2020. You know that NEP 2020 is telling about that holistic and multidisciplinary approach in our education. So it is not only just the development of the academic excellence of the student. So we have to ensure that we can take care of their creativity, we can take care of their critical thinking, we can see that their social responsibility also, that sense of social responsibility also is developed. So to do that, I need support from all of you, from my teachers, from the parents, So kindly be with us, continuously give your feedback and update so that we can always implement this NEP 2020. Our responsibility is to provide the environment and nurture all these qualities for the students and ensuring them that they are prepared to take up different challenges and grab all the opportunities in future. You know that the school is always that always supports our students to develop their habit on curiosity. This is inside our Defense Lab campus. We have a lot of scope which we don't get generally outside. So this year we have conducted that visit of the students to our exposition hall to give them exposure about the space, these aerospace technologies. So I'll request all science teachers kindly follow it up, see that how they are responding to this and how we can take it forward. Our director is having a vision. You know that today our director RCI, Shri he has conveyed his best wishes because of his busy schedule. Today he is not present with us, but he believes, you know that everywhere he is giving that all our organization, that lab groups and different projects and lab, that independent, trying to make all those bodies autonomous. So it is his goal to make the school also autonomous. So he believes, we VMC believe that more and more involvement of the academician should be there in our program. So today Indira madam and Padma madam are with us. So we listen from them how the education is and going on in and around. So to do this NEP 2020, it is basically an inclusive, innovative approach, student-centric approach. So we have to empower our students in such a way that each and every student can show their fullest potential. So we not only we have to prepare them for their exam, we have to involve them as much as possible to their curricular activities and see that their talents are coming out and we are able to enable them to become a responsible, confident and compassionate citizens of tomorrow. To celebrate the spirit of learning, growth and achievement, today is our annual day, and in this occasion I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate our all students who have shown their dedication and sincere effort throughout the year to come to this level. Today you will see their extracurricular performance activities and their presence from there. Already we have seen their paintings and now we'll see their performance. So let us come together. I request our sincere parents and teacher, my heartfelt gratitude to all my teachers. Without their sincere effort, their guidance, their mentoring, it was impossible to maintain the school, to bring the school to this level. So I request all of our teachers to extend their support to continue it and take it into a different level. So my request to all the parents, kindly, the way you are encouraging students, the way you are encouraging us, kindly be with us. We together would like to make this institute and center of excellence, creativity, and we would like to add and see that the values are also going hand in hand. So thank you all, and once again I wish you all a delightful, memorable annual day.
Now please join me in welcoming our esteemed guest of honor, Padma Jyothi Turaga Madam, to share her inspiring words.
Shaped it to what it is today with more than 4,000 children. And what brings me happiness when I walk along the corridors of the school is every child running to me, hugging me sometimes, giving me a handshake, giving me a fist bump, and then calling me by name and saying, "Ma'am, how are you and how are you doing today?" Dear parents, all of you sitting in front of me and I being a parent myself, I always wondered as to what is the role of a parent today. I think most of us would love to join another school and learn parenting once again. I may be excused for saying so. Somewhere in the journey, when we bring up a child, we throw, when I'm saying we, I'm absolutely talking about myself too. We throw our aspirations on our children. I want my child to be an X, Y, Z, an A, B, C, a doctor, engineer, chartered accountant, lawyer, police, whatever it is. Because somewhere down, I could not become what I had to become. But in the journey, I always feel when I meet parents, is the child in the center is a little disturbed, it's a little lost. You and I, when we were parents, or when we were children, were governed by people. I was told by my father, my mother, do this, do this, do this, and I did that, did that, did that. The generation of today is not like this. They're quite independent, maybe from grade 1 onwards. At the age of 6, we teach them how to be independent. We teach them what is good, what is bad. So as we develop their individuality, as they become more and more independent in life, the role of a parent changes, I feel. As I walked into this school, I saw a big, huge banyan tree in the front. Most of the children, I think, must have seen those banyan trees there. I come from Demonstration Multipurpose School. For those of you who are from Bhubaneswar, that's my school. I've been there till grade 12. And I remember the school like this. Huge, 100 acres campus, a lot of lovely trees. And I enjoyed that bounty of nature. When I saw this banyan tree, I was also thinking about what could the tree teach me. I love telling stories to all my teachers and friends. So I understood what the banyan tree was trying to tell me. Dear parents, the banyan tree, if at all, can be attributed to what a parent is. Let's try to understand that I'm standing there as a parent. My children are growing up from me, my branches, my trees, my leaves. But also understand that there are certain roots called the adventitious roots maybe going down into the ground and rooting themselves up. The role of a parent in the 21st century, as we stand today in a very complex kind of atmosphere, is absolutely like the roots. We have to bind the children back and back again and again to the roots for where we belong. Compared to many countries in the world, India today stands tall, bright, shining, faster, smarter generations of children. The CEOs of several companies coming from a country like ours. The only reason why India or we stand tall is because of our value systems. There is no other country which matches up to what we are today. As I walked into the portals of the school, I saw some children wishing me good morning, good evening, standing with me, giving me a guard of honor. Now when I walked up, all these children stood up, though I'm not their teacher. They all stood up in reverence and respect to what a teaching is. As a parent, I think if that value systems that we talk about are rooted again and again in children, our job of a parent is almost done. The rest of it, what a child has to become in life, what will he or she become in life, is up to them. I remember Khalil Gibran's very famous lines. He says, we have given birth to our children, but the children are not ours. They are like the arrows which are thrown open. The arrow might go anywhere. The job of a parent is only to leave the arrow shining bright, destined to become taller, sharper, faster, smarter generations for the years to come. So in this rat race for whatever you call it, marks competition, money, results, success, fruits, whatever said and done, let's not forget that the smiling face of a child is what is welcoming to me as a teacher. As I walk into schools now, if I don't see a child smiling at me, I have my own heart attacks. I want children smiling. It doesn't matter the academic scores. It doesn't matter what the child's interests lie. It is the duty of a teacher, the principal, the faculty, the administration, the parents, the community, the society as such to bring about a happy child. Otherwise, I think we would lose somewhere in this entire journey of education. Education is not marks, education is not ranks, education can be all that. That's also those 4 Qs that we talk about today. All of us understood IQ, right? You talk of Einstein's IQ to whatever Qs that we talk about. There are 4 Qs now. It's just not IQ. We also talk of EQ, the emotional quotient of a child. Emotional quotient of balance, happiness, whether the child is holistic, able to handle things. We are also talking of a social quotient. Tomorrow I send my child out into the world. Is this child capable of taking up the societal pressures, the societal demands? Is my child happy at the end of all these things? You also have a physical quotient, the balancing of all these. All these 4 Qs make up a child to what we are today. It is the role and responsibility, I think, of every teacher like me, like Mr. Yogesh, like all the teachers of this particular school, all the teachers across the world, all the parents who have been here, sitting here, to bring up children with a happy and a smiling face. Other than that, NEP doesn't talk about much of it. It talks about happiness classrooms, happiness quotient, and happy children all the world around. I, on behalf of the Chairman of Delhi Public Schools and the Pallavi Group of Schools, would hereby promise, Mr. Yogesh, the management members of all the RCI group, that I'm here, standing here, supporting RCI in any form and shape that you want me to, taking up workshops, helping children to what they are, maybe give them some extra capsule courses, help them in any form and shape that my school can attribute to. The world these days don't talk about boundaries and limits. It doesn't stop there, dear teachers and parents. I cannot say I'm living in a world of my own. It is absolutely not like that. There are no more boundaries and no more limits. And I didn't want to talk much. I just want to see children happy at the end of the day. You might say, ma'am, how are you running a school with happy children? And that's my motto. I want to be happy. My blood group is B positive, by the way. Therefore, I'm always B positive, and I'm always loving to see happy children all around. Thank you very, very much for honoring me today. Thank you.
Now, let's welcome our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Indira Kasala Madam, to kindly address the gathering.
A very good evening to all of you, parents, students, teachers, principal, other dignitaries, and management of the school. It gives me immense pleasure to be here at celebrations. Indeed, it's always a pleasure for me to be with children because of no other reason, but it makes me feel younger. I've worked all my life with students, with schools, principals, teachers, and parents, and my only motto has been to make a difference to the world of students. Make a difference, in short, we call it MAD, and we used to have a MAD core group in every school that I worked. The reason was the core group makes a difference to the school. Now, since there are a number of students, and I think after a series of speeches, you all must have got tired of listening to so many speeches. I am standing in the way of the students and parents who want to eagerly watch the annual day celebrations of the school, and yet I have a small message to convey. So I will do my job as best as I can, but I will not stand in the way of your program. So to keep the students engaged, I'd like to tell them a couple of stories or anecdotes. One of the stories I want the students to know about, and you might have heard this before, it's about the elephant rope. Have you heard of the story? The elephant rope? There was this Mahood, the guy who trains elephants, and he had tied the elephants with a small rope to the tree. A child looked at this and saw this huge animal, mammoth, which was tied with a small rope, and asked the trainer, how is it that this big, huge animal is not able to break free from the tree? In fact, elephants can actually uproot the tree. So how is it that they are not breaking free from this tree? And you know what the trainer told him? He said, when the elephants were very young, they were baby elephants, they were tied to the tree. And that little young elephant grew up thinking that because at that age he could not pull the rope or free himself. So he grew up thinking that he is tied to the tree forever. And even though he had grown big in size, he was not able to imagine that he can survive on his own, or he could even uproot the tree. Now this story has a little meaning, a deeper meaning. Many of us grow in life, in our homes, in society, at schools, with the thought that there are limitations around us. Just like this big elephant tied up to the tree with a small rope, we feel there are a lot of limitations in our life and we cannot do certain that. Don't let others limit your capacity. You have innate potential. You have talents. Every one of us is blessed with innumerable talents and a lot of skills. But we never gave them a chance to flower. So how is it that we can facilitate this? And that is what the job of our teacher or a good school is. How can we facilitate the freedom and allow the child to flower and blossom in a school and bring out his real potential? So this story is meant for all the students, and I quote from your founder father, our Dr. Abdul J. Kalam, to reiterate the same thing. He mentioned to students, dream, dream, and dream. Dreams transform our thoughts, and thoughts result in action. Dreams are not what you see in your sleep. Dreams, real dreams, are something that do not let you sleep. Just think about it. So do you dream? You may be doing daydreaming. You may be thinking about what you want to be in the future. You may be thinking about so many other things. Let us allow the children to dream and achieve and work towards their dreams. I would like a small word of advice to the students. Choose a profession that you like, and you will never have to work even for a day. If you choose something that you're passionate about, or you have a lot of interest in, nobody needs to tell you, go and study, child, because that will come from within. And that's the kind of love you have to nurture within you. So I would urge the teachers to take note of this and help the students identify their talents, their innate potential and skills, because everyone is blessed with so many good skills and talents. Are we giving them an opportunity to come out with these? My work over the last 40 years began with schools. I have not studied in India, but I have studied in 10 different countries in 10 different schools. And yet, wherever I went, I had to learn that local language. My father used to work in the Foreign Service, Ministry of External Affairs, so he was posted every 3 years in a different country, as a result of which I had to learn the local language. For example, in Russia, you have to learn Russian because you don't have English medium schools there. So what do? But I practiced on my own and developed my English language skills. I learned French, German, Russian, Dutch, many languages. But I also learned my mother tongue and Hindi, Telugu and Hindi also. And this was more, of course, as a gift from my parents, because they were very particular that we should speak in our mother tongue at home. So let us not undermine the mother tongue. Today, the NEP, the National Education Program, to which I will come in a minute, does emphasize that every child must know their mother tongue, wherever you are, because the mother tongue helps you to understand concepts better. You're able to articulate better and understand deeper meaning of concepts through the mother tongue. So initially, it emphasizes on starting with the mother tongue, and after that, you can master any language. And I'm sure children here also can do that. If you're given the opportunity, you can learn any language. There's no barrier as such. So let us remove that barrier, just like this story, the example I had given. The barrier is in our minds. The barrier is not there in real life. We only have to give it a try. Now, my work was always centered around standards of education in schools. And I've been doing this for the last couple of years, so it's ingrained in my mind. So I can't but help talk about standards in education. And the standards of education to improve the quality of teaching, learning, training and guiding principals, teachers, educators, staff, management, leaders, government officials, name it, anything, anyone related to the school system. including all the stakeholders, including the government officials who are dealing with education. My work was to ensure that they had a vision and they worked towards achieving that vision harmoniously. So first and foremost, every school needs to have a vision, and I'm sure your school has a beautiful vision. We need to display that, work towards it, share it with everybody until it becomes a part of you. Every student should feel proud that they are part of a particular school. So in this case, the Defense Lab School has a rich experience, having been founded by none other than Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So I think you have an illustrious background and a rich legacy that can motivate everyone, not only today, but even the future. In fact, I have seen some of your programs outside in other schools where leadership skills, students were being trained for vision and leadership, which was Dr. Abdul Kalam's dream project, and I saw many students coming up with a lot of different ideas. So one of the things that when I was talking about standards in schools, I would like to share with you a few key aspects that we look at. And personally, they are, as I told you, they're ingrained in my mind and completely like a habit. So I will share with you those so that you can reflect on those. Teachers can reflect, management, principal, everyone can think about how does this school fit into this framework and what is it that we can do to improve this. I've divided them into 6 key aspects and made them into questions to reflect. The first question is, how well does a school prepare its students for achieving best student outcomes? This does not just mean results. How do we prepare our students when they leave the school to live a life outside the school? The school is like a cocoon, and when you're training the students, they are bound within the confinement, they are living under protection. What happens to them? How well is the school preparing to live in the students in the outside world? That's the first question. The second one is, how good is the school in developing students' personal and social well-being? That means, what is their behavior like? How do they value people? Do they respect adults and each other? How do they behave within the school and outside? The third one is, how good are the teaching, learning, and assessment in school? These are the different systems that you have in the school. How well are these systems functioning? The fourth one, how well does the curriculum of the school meet the needs of every student? Now, when I say every student, it means every single student in every class and everywhere around the school. So it's not just those who are high flyers or those who are brilliant, because talented and brilliant students can come up on their own also. What about the weakest child in the school? How is the school contributing to their development? So we look at how this curriculum of the school helps the students. The fifth question is, how good is the school in protecting, supporting, and providing guidance to the students? Guidance from one phase to the next, from pre-primary to primary phase, from primary to secondary, and from secondary to prepare them for the outside world, which is career guidance or further studies, whatever the student wants to do. And the sixth question I would like to reflect on is, how well does the leadership manage the day-to-day functioning of the school, which is more or less what the principal does, but also the support of the management or the governing body of the school. How well is this entire system helping the overall growth of the school? So these are a few questions I'd like you to think about, and these are the ones around which the standards of the school are normally assessed. A school is an institution of the future. It prepares students to live in the next 10 years. Students who are in kindergarten will leave the school 10 or 12 years from now. What will the world outside be like by then? It's not going to be what it is today. You are seeing the computers, the mobile phones, they keep updating them. Are we updating our knowledge and skills as teachers to equip these children to live in a world which will be different from now, 10 years from here? So how on in the school are we working towards developing the 21st century skills, the knowledge, and the attitude required for the future? I would like to share a secret about inspections that we do, which will help your teachers. When we go for inspection, we don't look at the teachers at all. When I say that we don't look at the teachers, that doesn't mean we ignore the teaching aspect, but we look at the students in the classroom. We sit in the classroom, observe how the children are learning. What is their learning in the class? How is it happening? How is the teacher facilitating that? And what are they learning? Are they progressing from where they were at the beginning of the lesson? And by the end of the lesson, have they learned something? So what is it that is happening? If you do this on a progressive manner, by the end of the year, you would see a tremendous growth in the students. We live in a world that is shrunk due to globalization. We know that science and technology, you people are better off in this field, but science and technology have changed the way we live our lives. Today you can travel from one end of the globe to the other in a matter of hours. And this is not just because you can afford it but it's become a matter of convenience. And you can save so much time. Same thing with the mobile phone. Why are we all using mobile phones? We can't seem to be able to leave that mobile phone morning to night. So this is all because it has become a necessity. All these scientific gadgets and tools have become a necessity for us to communicate with each other. And the only main reason is it saves you time, money, and the most important thing is it is instantaneous. It happens immediately. Today I can talk to anybody anywhere if they have a connectivity, and they have internet connections. Technology has changed the meaning of our language. Our vocabulary has changed. Have you noticed? Windows do not mean khidki. Mouse does not mean chuha. Chips do not mean khane wale chips. They have all become common words to us. But these are words which are the vocabulary of the future. You see the children using even mobile phones and SMS messages which are so short. Sometimes there is the risk of losing the real language and vocabulary also, if we depend too much on technology. So you can see there is an immense change happening outside. Now, to keep up with this change, we need to change our teaching practices to match what is happening outside. Otherwise, sooner or later, we will become obsolete. Over here, I'd just like to mention, though the chairman of the school has highlighted the NEP, the National Education Policy, which has come after a number of years, 36 years if I'm not mistaken. NEP 2020 is a kind of a vision document for education, I could say, in the country. Now, why is it so important? It is progressive. It has looked at the kind of education pattern that we've been following year in, year after, and not changing it to suit the requirements outside. Schools were forced to change their own systems on their own. But here's a document which tells the departments, the schools and education department, how the transition of learning and teaching can happen from the traditional to the modern to match with global opportunities. Why is it important? It has a vision for the 21st century. It highlights important areas of quality in education. It integrates science and technology with education, not making it dependent on technology, but integrating it beautifully into the subjects. It prepares our youth to become global citizens, and it focuses on knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values which are so important. And over here, I do want to emphasize, since I do visit a lot of schools outside the country, I must say one of the things that I've noticed is that the discipline of our Indian children is really remarkable. Everywhere it is appreciated. Not only in academics, but the discipline in the classroom, the respect which Mrs. Padma was talking about earlier. We've noticed it, and it has been observed even by people from my head office. My head office used to be the UK, where they used to inspect 1/3 of schools there. Even they found it, wherever you go, the Indian children are really remarkable in that aspect. So to keep up with the changing times, I'll just close in a few minutes. I just wanted to highlight a few things. To keep up with the NEP, the CBSE board has also changed its subject options, and included more than 200 different subjects which were unthought of before, like sociology, psychology, philosophy, law, fashion designing, robotics. So many different subjects have come into the fray, and these are to match up with the requirements outside. So these are not changes happening at random. They are because they have studied what is happening outside, and to ensure that our students match up with global requirements, they have been introduced. Classroom practices are changing to equip students with practical skills and knowledge that are useful to them when they leave school and join the workforce later on in life. I would like to give you an example from the COVID. When we had COVID, if you remember, suddenly everyone woke up to the fact that if schools are closed down for months together, how are the children going to get educated? So suddenly everyone started training their teachers, equipping their schools with computers. Those schools which had the computers already were lucky, they could do it easily. But those who didn't have, they struggled. Mind you, the teachers also struggled because it was not easy. So any change is going to be a challenge. If you want to change your system, your teaching or learning, you have to go through the phase where you have to face challenges. Now, I would also like to mention through the example of technology and innovative teaching method introduced through the NEP and by CBSE, the activity-based learning, whether it's project-based learning, Atal Tinkering Lab, I'm told the school has one, STEM, design thinking, coding, AI, all these are geared to achieve 21st century skills. Students cannot survive without 21st century skills. I have met people from the ETS, which is the Educational Testing Services, where they recruit people for software companies. They said the students coming out of our engineering colleges, they're well equipped with the method of handling the computer, but their language skills or soft skills were very, very weak. So those are the areas which we can pick up and focus on. The soft skills, language skills, communication skills, working in a team, because we live in a highly competitive world. Everyone is competing with the other students. But how can you compete with yourself and become better, and at the same time work along with your other colleagues as a team? Because you cannot achieve many things without some of these skills. So this leads me to the 21st century skills. As enlightened parents, motivated teachers and students, I would urge you all to look at whether your children in the school are getting or developing these 21st century skills. What are these skills? In brief, I will just mention a few of them. Critical thinking skills, collaboration, creativity, and communication skills. These are the 4 C's. Then you have ICT, design thinking, robotics, coding, AI, artificial intelligence, which is going to become more and more predominant in the near future. Then you have research, problem solving, innovation, leadership. Are your children or students able to use these skills, or are they developing these skills in the school? That is what we need to find out. So some of these skills are absolutely essential if they are going to be part of the workforce in the future. So as a progressive CBSE school in Hyderabad, I'm sure your school is working towards developing these skills among your students and training your teachers adequately to ensure that this is happening. I would like to quote an anecdote over here at the end to conclude my talk. I'd just like to give you an example of there was this priest. You know what a priest is? In a church, a parisher. This town, he was living in a small town, and suddenly the rains came, and torrential rains, the whole town was flooded. When the town started getting flooded, everybody was, what do? They take out boats and they started rescuing people. So people were going, shouting, screaming all around, and there was this steeple or the church where the priest was living. And when the water came to the ground floor level, he went up to the first floor thinking he could save himself. He was a very pious gentleman and he had firm faith in God, and he said, okay, God is going to save me. People passed by in a boat and asked him, "Father, come inside the boat. Let us rescue you. Come, you have to save yourself." Do you know what he said? "Not now. God is great. He is going to save me. So you carry on. I will come." And so he left, or this boat also left. Then the water came up to the first floor. And then he decided to go on the steeple of the church. When he went to the first floor, he saw another boat of people leaving. And they called him, "Father, Father, jump into the boat. Let us rescue you." He says, "God is there. I have faith. I have faith in the Supreme. He is going to help me, save me. So don't worry, just carry on." And he let the second boat also go. Then the water came right up to the top. He climbed up the tower on the church, on the steeple, and was hanging there. A third boat came, and still he would not yield. When they called him again, his answer remained the same. He said, "God is great. He will save me. I'm going to wait for him to come and save me." And so what happened? The water rose up. The church drowned, went down in the water. The priest drowned, and it was all gone. After that, he managed to reach heaven because he was a pious guy. So he went to the heaven, and there he met God face to face. And he asked God, "Why didn't you save me? I've been praying all my life to you, and I thought you were going to rescue me." And you know what the answer came? "What can I do? I sent 3 boats for you. You didn't take any of them." So the answer is, God helps those who help themselves. My only message to all the children and teachers is, do your best in whatever you have to, and don't depend on outside support. Of course, your parents are there, your teachers are there, but you have to do the hard work. So don't leave it to others to achieve, whether it is the individual student, the teacher, school, management. The message is clear that God helps those who help themselves. I thank the school management and this progressive principal who has recently joined the school with a lot of innovative thoughts. I thank all of you for inviting me for this program. I'm really delighted and honored. I haven't been doing my inspections for last 1 year, I think, but I wish you all the best, and any support that you require from my side, I will always welcome it. I congratulate all the parents and students on their 36th year of celebrations. Have a wonderful evening. I know I've taken a long time of yours. Thank you once again.